everybody, this is KJSMR here, and as promised, today is the day that I make the Q&A video. I did my best to find all of the questions that you guys had for me that were not in the original Q&A announcement video or in the community post that I made. I'm still super excited that I have that tab now. So if I didn't get your question, I am so sorry. If you'd like, you can comment or repeat the question in the comment section of this video, and I promise I will answer it in the comments as a response. But for now, without further ado, let's get to the questions. Alright, first question is pretty easy. Can I get a head pat? Also, how's your day, lad? I am a lady, or lass, but sure, you get a head pat. Pat, pat, pat. I am doing very well today, thank you. I finished some work yesterday and I got really good hours of sleep last night, like 9 hours. And thank you for asking. Okay, since this one has, well, these two are somewhat similar, I am going to answer them both. What's your favorite genre of music? Do you have a favorite artist? As well as what are your tastes in music and what was the best day of your life? So I will go with the music first. What is my favorite genre of music? What are my music tastes? I am open to all types of music, to be honest. I love rock of all sorts, classic, modern, death metal, screamo if you can believe it, as well as classical music, some reggae, R&B, hip-hop, all those types, as well as the more international types of music, K-pop, J-pop, visual kei, and all those. However, my favorite genre of music, while it's hard to pick, is currently K-pop. I am a huge K-pop fan. I am not ashamed of it, and my favorite artist currently is BTS. Always love them, always will. As for what was the best day of my life, that's really hard to decide because while I've had a lot of great days, I don't know if I've had what I could consider the best day. Probably at the moment I would have called those days the best days of my life. But if I had to choose one of them, it would have to be the day the last day I went to the beach. I love the ocean, I love the beach, and it was just all around fantastic. It was the day before, the week before I had my gallbladder surgery, so I just really enjoyed the calm, relaxing ocean and the beautiful bright sunlight. Alright, so first off, yes, I had a great time at the theme park. I would like to ask, do you prefer reading books or watching movies, and what are your favorites? Okay, that's really hard because I like reading books and watching movies for different reasons. However, I read books way more when I was younger as opposed to now. I really need to pick up on reading again. But out of the two, it would have to be watching movies. I am a total cinephile, and I love looking at how things are made, how things are created, special effects, the acting, and all the aspects that are taken to make a movie. As for what are my favorites, I'll name one favorite book and one favorite movie. For the book, I can't remember the title, but it was the first book of a trilogy that was kind of a dystopian era survival where all of the people who are 18 and older would be mind controlled and taken away, whereas all the little kids had to grow up and survive on their own. I can't remember the title, but I remember really loving it. As for movies, it would have to be the last one I saw by myself, which was Avengers Endgame. It was beautiful, the music was amazing, the storyline to me, as someone who doesn't know the comics too well, I loved it. I really loved how all the actors did, and it was just really great. Is a hot dog a sandwich? Why or why not? I think a hot dog is a sandwich. It's like a cylindrical burger, and a burger I would consider a grilled sandwich of some sort, because there's the hot dog in the middle, 2 pieces of bread on either side, And you can add things to it, like lettuce, cheese, chili, onions, garlic, tomatoes, anything you really want. I'm not sure why I really went into this question, but yeah, hot dogs to me are a sandwich. Favorite seafood, or just your favorite food if you don't like seafood? Great vids and great channel. Thank you so much. As for favorite seafood, I am not the biggest fan of that type in general, but if I did have to choose seafood, I really like kimbap, which is a Korean version of sushi basically. And then it'd be sushi, like the California rolls and all that. I can't eat like just fish yet. Not yet. I'll try it out at some point. I don't really know what questions have been asked, so forgive me if I don't say anything new, but what inspired you to make YouTube videos and what is your favorite food? Perfect. I'll answer the food first. Outside of kimbap and all that, I really love steak. I am a huge meat eater, and I love making this delicious tri-tip steak that's barbecued. It's so good. I found the best recipe for a marinade, and I've been using that for years, and it just makes everything taste absolutely delicious. As for what inspired me to make YouTube videos, it literally started with a friend who just started to poke at me because of my voice and say, hey, you should do this. Try it out. People are gonna love it. And I didn't really think that was going to happen to begin with, but now that I know that what I do can really help people and bring smiles to your faces and really connect with you guys, that's pretty much what has become the inspiration that I have now. And I guess to expand a little bit because of what made you start YouTube, it was my friend. He was not gonna stop until I tried to make a video, and I'm glad that I did. He's the reason why I did it, and you guys are the reason why I continue to do it. And I love you guys so much for it. Do you ever plan on doing more conventional ASMR? So not role plays, just trigger videos. I might. I've considered it, but in doing so, that means I'd have to show either my face or body or both. So I'm not sure if I would. I mean, I know there's a possibility that you can do it without showing your face, and I might do it at some point just to give things a shot, but I'd have to use a different setup, and yeah. I'm not sure. Maybe in the future, I'll give it a shot. Do you ever plan on doing a collab with other YouTubers in the future? Also, what's your favorite anime, manga, and video game if you're into any of those things? Okay, so I'll answer the first one first. Do I plan to do a collab with other YouTubers in the future? Most definitely. I'm really into that idea. I love seeing other YouTubers and what they can do, their creative process, what they like to put out as content, and I would love to work with some. I'm already thinking of having some in the near future, so definitely keep an eye out for that. As for favorite anime and manga and video game, I will do the anime and manga first. I don't watch anime too much, and I am not the most knowledgeable in manga, but if I had to pick ones that I've seen, it would either be Aran High School or Black Butler. And as for video games, I will add it to this question, favorite video game by Meg Buffin. Love that name. I am a huge fan of horror. I love being scared and all that stuff, the adrenaline rush. So I would have to pick Dying Light. Such a great game. Love it to death. Is pineapple on pizza a sin, yes or yes? I am going to insert my answer as no. And here's why. Pineapple is sweet and tangy. Pizza is savory and smooth. Adding those two together has a complex but delicious mix of sweet and savory at the same time, and I personally love having pineapple on pizza. Hate me if you want, but it's delicious to me. What is your dream profession, and if you could live anywhere you ever wanted, where would you choose? I'm going to answer this backwards. If I could live anywhere I wanted, where would I choose? And then dream profession. If I could live anywhere in the world, and I could be comfortable, do what I love to do, and still maybe get a normal job and all that, it would definitely be either California, Southern California, especially by the beach and the mountains, because I love both of those places, or South Korea. I went there, like I said, when I was 12 for a trip, and I absolutely fell in love with the culture and the food, and of course the music. Plus, it's really close to Japan, which I also really love, as well as China, and it's kind of close to Australia. As for what is my dream profession, I would love to do this forever. It would be so cool. But I also love acting and performing in general. So my dream profession would be an actress / singer, both in movies and on stage. It would just be great to be able to connect with more people in person as well as on stage in front of movies for you guys. Granted, you'd see my face, but at that point, I think that would be very, very inevitable. As for if YouTube was not an option, what would I be doing as a hobby or a job now? Currently, I will be studying to teach ESL, which is English as a second language, either overseas, online, or both. So I would be more focusing on that career path. I mean, I'll still be focusing on it while I do YouTube, but if YouTube was definitely out of the picture, then I would definitely have that as my permanent career goal, if that makes any sense. Because on top of teaching, I get to show them our culture as well as learn a lot about their culture. And I love culture, I love people, and helping people, and that's one way I can do it. Who is my favorite YouTuber? I have 3 altogether. They're all gamers, obviously. One is Markiplier, the other is Jacksepticeye, and the third is 8-Bit Ryan, or 8-Bit Gaming. One or the other. They are all so great. They engage with their fans and subscribers quite often, and they have wonderful hearts. Mark and Jack always make charity live streams, and speaking of which, they're doing one today. I need to check up on it. And they're just all around great people and great entertainers. Height. Very short question, very short answer. Speaking of short, that is me. I am very, very, very short. 5'1" to be exact. So, yeah, very short. How many aliens can I get in Area 51? I love this whole crazy social media trend, I guess you could call it. But I still don't really suggest people actually go through with it because it's very dangerous. How many aliens, however? As many as you can carry. How do you balance everything? YouTube, studies, and social life. Keep doing what you're doing. You're awesome. Winky face. Well, thank you. You're awesome too. How do I balance everything? I honestly am not too sure. I always have a sort of loose schedule, if that makes any sense. I do YouTubes in the late evenings or early mornings, depending on what I'm doing. And then once school hits, I'll probably be doing studies for a majority of the afternoon. And then my social life gets blended in throughout the day, from friends to family. So this one was outside of the YouTube comments. A friend asked me, how do you come up with video ideas? That, well, is a bunch of things. For the series, it takes me a few days to come up with the outline of a story, and I base those off of either dreams that I've had, which I have a lot, or something that just I think would be a really cool story idea. For instance, the summer sacrifice one. It will tie into another story later, but that's all I'll say about it. As for comfort videos, date videos, and the confession videos, those come off the top of my head the day or two before I make the video. I have a notebook that I write all of the ideas down, and sometimes the beginning of the scripts, But then when it comes time to actually record, I finish it out with bullet points, like a presentation basically, and I go off of that. And for meditation videos, those are just ones that I've done before in real life. And so I go through that guided meditation for you guys in those specific videos. Last question is, how are you so good at staying positive? That's a very good question, actually. There are definitely days where I struggle to be as positive and happy as I usually am. However, the reason why I do tend to be more positive is for multiple things. One is I'm extremely stubborn. I refuse to let myself stay in that pit of feeling bad for too long, at the most maybe a week. But I do my best to pull myself out of those moments as quickly as I can, while acknowledging the fact that it is okay to feel down sometimes. It really is. On top of that, I do my best to find the silver lining in every situation, because if you look hard enough, there always is one. As difficult as it may be sometimes, there's always something good that comes out of a bad experience, even if it's just experience in general. Learning a lesson, finding that things may work out after all, because in the end, things will work out and straighten itself out. That's just how life works. And lastly, I have been very fortunate and lucky to have built a very wonderful support system. Everybody in it knows when I am starting to feel bad. They know the signs of when I start to go into those bad moments, and they know how to pull me out of them. From talking to listening to distracting me with video games, music, or just hanging out for a minute. I am so thankful for them and everything they do for me, and how wonderful they are, and how silly they can be. And I don't know where I would really be without them, because of their support and care for me as a person, as well as my well-being. And for all of you guys who seem to struggle with being positive, remember that, as cliche as it is, there's always something good that can come out of it, and there's always the light at the end of a tunnel. And I hope that while I create these videos, they can help you through those difficult times. And, well, like I said, that is one of the many reasons why I make my videos, for you guys, to help you guys feel more comforted and loved. Alright, and that's it. Those are all the questions, or at least all the ones that I could find, for the Q&A video. I really hope you guys enjoyed hearing what I had to say, and I really enjoyed and had a lot of fun hearing your questions, reading them out loud, and then answering them in both a truthful and sometimes clever way, at least when it comes to the funnier videos or questions. Now tomorrow is Monday, which means you guys are going to get a new comfort video, which is going to be really nice. And I also wanted to thank you all for voting for which picture should be the new channel's profile photo. The winner is 2. And I'll be honest, I did not expect that one to be the winner, but it is, and I love it. Let me know if you want to have another Q&A video in the future. Write it down in the comments below. It might be a while, but I would totally be open to doing another one of these. Again, thank you so much for your participation. I love you all so much, and I will see you guys in the next video.